Sean Diddy Combs guilty of prostitution offences, but cleared of sex trafficking and racketeering. Jurors in the high-profile trial of hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs have reached their verdict after 7 weeks of evidence. The fast news it is. Please subscribe, like and comment. Sean Diddy Combs has been found guilty of transportation for prostitution following a landmark trial in New York, but cleared of more serious charges of sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy. The 55-year-old hip-hop mogul was accused by prosecutors of abusing and coercing 3 alleged victims, including his former long-term partner, singer and model Cassie Ventura, and other crimes including kidnapping, arson and blackmail. However, jurors did not agree with all the allegations. The more serious charges, of which Combs has been cleared, carried a life sentence, but he still faces up to 20 years in prison after being found guilty of transporting Cassie and another former girlfriend, Jane *, and male sex workers for prostitution. The mixed result from the jury came on the 3rd day of deliberations. In the courtroom in Manhattan, New York, after the verdict was delivered, there were cheers from Combs's family, clearly happy to see the rapper cleared of the more serious offences. The rapper himself held his hands up in a prayer motion, looking at the jury, and hugged his defense lawyer Tenny Giragos. Reacting to the verdict, Cassie's lawyer Douglas H. Wigder said that although jurors did not find Combs guilty of sex trafficking Cassie, she had paved the way for the other guilty verdicts. By coming forward with her experience, Cassie has left an indelible mark on both the entertainment industry and the fight for justice, he said. We must repeat, with no reservation, that we believe and support our client, who showed exemplary courage throughout this trial. Cassie, who testified heavily pregnant just 3 weeks before giving birth, displayed unquestionable strength, he added, and brought attention to the realities of powerful men in our orbit. Videos of freak-off sex sessions with male escorts were shown to jurors only during the 7-week trial, with the footage kept private from members of the public and media in court. Former employees, along with escorts, hotel staff and police officers were among those to give evidence. Cassie, who was heavily pregnant at the time, along with Jane, who used a pseudonym, also testified. They told the court they were coerced into drug-fueled freak-offs, which were also referred to as hotel nights or wild king nights, with male escorts, and abused throughout their relationships. Combs's defense team presented a very different picture to show that sexual acts, including freak-offs, were consensual. They conceded the music star could be violent, had a bad temper, and used drugs. He also had multiple relationships at the same time. But crucially, they said, while he was not proud of some of his behavior, none of it made him guilty of the charges against him. After hearing evidence of flights and travel for escorts and Cassie and Jane, paid for by Combs, as well as hotel bookings across the US and the Caribbean, jurors have found him guilty of the transportation to engage in prostitution charge. However, they agreed with the defense that the allegations against the rapper did not amount to sex trafficking or racketeering. The Cassie hotel tape. Combs, known variously as Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, and Diddy over the years, was once one of the most influential figures in hip-hop, famous as a producer, founder of Bad Boy Records and manager of the late Notorious Big in the 1990s, as well as a rapper in his own right. As an artist, he won 3 Grammys during his career, and had hits including I'll Be Missing You, Come With Me, and Bad Boy for Life. In September 2023, he received the Global Icon Award from MTV and was given the key to New York City at a ceremony in Times Square, just a few miles away from the streets in Harlem where he spent his first years. Allegations first came to prominence in November 2023, when Cassie, his girlfriend from 2007 to 2018, filed a bombshell lawsuit accusing him of coercing her into unwanted sex sessions, as well as blackmail and several incidences of violence. The suit was settled in 24 hours, for $20 million, it emerged during the trial. But months later CNN aired hotel security footage showing Combs punching and kicking Cassie and throwing her to the floor in 2016. He apologized after the video aired, saying, "I was disgusted when I did it." Footage from the hotel incident was shown during the trial. Following the verdict, the rapper now awaits sentencing. He also still faces several civil lawsuits, most of which were filed in the wake of his arrest in September 2024. This breaking news story is being updated and more details will be published shortly.